Hey everyone, today for our Rider Spotlight, we are hanging out with Evelyn Dong, and she took second overall in the GC, and I believe it was a win in stage two. Hi Evelyn.
Hey, Samantha.
What have you been up to this off season?
Well, I live in Park City, Utah, so hanging out in the snow. And I'm also a bike mechanic at a bike shop up here, so that keeps me pretty busy.
Very cool. So you must be pretty excited about the Pro XCT that's coming, I guess, to Soldier Hollow, Midway, Utah in a few weeks.
Yeah. It's great that that event's coming back. And I mean, Soldier Hall is a cool place, and it's just right in my backyard. So I love racing there.
Awesome. I hope to get out there myself actually and experience it as well. But speaking of upcoming races, what does your schedule look like this season? I know it's COVID and everything's up in the air, but what do you got on the burners?
Yeah. Let's see. So I'll be doing the upcoming US Cups in Arkansas in April. And then, before that, this weekend, I'm doing a very important event, doing a tandem ride on the White Rim.
Oh.
So yeah, that's right. That is the number one event right now.
So a tandem mountain bike on the White Rim.
Yes. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, no, in more seriousness, I'll be doing the US Cups and that the Pro XCT in Midway, and unfortunately the Epic Rides got canceled this year, so bummed about that. But yeah, I mean, I totally stand behind Todd Sadow and his decisions. So it's the right call, but yeah, sad to not race those.
Very sad. So, those are super fun and always such a big party.
Yeah.
So, well, what bike are we going to see you on this season? Who are you going to be racing for?
I'm going to be racing for the Juliana-SRAM team. So yeah, really excited to be riding these new bikes. And yeah, and Rose Grant is my teammate now, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, awesome. Cool. See, I have a question about Rose, but we'll get to that later on at the end of the interview.
Okay.
So as I mentioned when I introduced you, you finished second in the overall GC at the Apex last year. What actually sparked your interest in riding the Apex?
I mean, well, honestly, it was one of the only races going on. And also, I've only ridden in Colorado Springs once before. And I loved it. It was a ton of fun. And so I wanted to go back. I love racing at altitude. And it's a pretty easy drive over there from here. So it's pretty much, no brainer.
Yeah, I remember pre-riding the prologue, Palmer Park, and towards the end of that route, there's this kind of gnarly downhill techie rock section that had a bunch of little swishes and turns in it. And while I was pre-riding, you rolled up, looked left, looked right, and just kept shredding. So I wanted to ask you, what's your mental process when you encounter for the first time an unfamiliar, super technical piece of trail?
Well, I mean, probably this isn't like, I'm not giving advice.
No, I just asked for your process.
So I generally have just great trust in the trail that, like, whatever happens, I can ride it out. So, and I think tend to roll things that probably shouldn't be rolled. But I just have a lot of trust in my bike and, momentum. So, but with stuff that I know that's going to be like more technical, I think it's a great idea to stop and take a look. And yeah, it's totally fine to put a foot down, take a look at something, and sometimes scope it from the other side. You can walk down, scope it, but sometimes that's not a good idea either. Generally, I'll just stop and take a look from the top because those are the lines that you can see.
Yeah, you don't want to get into your head too much. Just ride it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't take too much time looking at stuff.
That's probably a good rule to follow because you can really freeze up if you stand there and you look for too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially if there's a lot of other people looking at it, then you kind of have to put your blinders on and just keep going.
Yeah, that can get into your head too.
Mm-hmm.
During stages 2 and 3, you were out on course roughly 3 hours, give and take. What do you usually eat whenever you're out on the trail for that long?
Let's see. I mean, I eat pretty much anything I can fit in my pockets. I eat a lot of Swedish fish when I'm racing. Yeah, Swedish fish or some other chewy candies. And sometimes I guess like gas station junk food because it's pretty easy to digest and it has a lot of calories per square inch. So it's pretty efficient carrying that.
Yeah, you have to do what you have to do and stop where you can stop. And I find that a lot of times I get tired of sweets. So the saltier the snack I can find at the gas station, the better.
Yep. Pretty much like, yeah, if you can handle it, if your stomach can handle it and it tastes good to you, that's about, all the nutrition advice I can give.
Perfect. Well, looking back now on the Apex, what was your favorite moment of that event? Was it a particular trail or a site or a feeling or just an interaction with other racers?
I think riding with Alexis Skarda on stage 2, and we realized we're like kind of dropping everyone else, and that was fun. Like, she's like, Alexis is a great rider, and she's definitely had some like ups and downs and like health struggles over the years, and it was just fun to be like, yeah, she's having a good race and I'm having a good race, and that was exciting just to have the two of us up there. And yeah, and then riding with Mitch Ropolato and him pulling a wheelie and I can't wheelie, that was kind of a bummer because would have loved to have wheelied right behind him, but I can't wheelie, so.
I can't either. It's one of those things I've been practicing, but.
Yeah, me too.
So during the race, were you on a full suspension or a hardtail?
I think I rode my hardtail the whole time. And I'm just so comfortable on my hardtail. Like, I should probably ride like my XC dually a little more than I do, just to get more comfortable on it. But I just spend most of the time on my hardtail. So pretty much every time I race, I pick that one and it feels good. But yeah, there are definitely some sections that would have been nice on a dually. But
some hairy sections, but I'm there with you in the hardtail club. Absolutely.
yeah.
What size tires were you running, height and width?
So riding a 29er. And I was riding, I think I only had access to like 225 tires last year. This year, fortunately, I'm testing out some 24s, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I was on the skinny old school tires last year.
It'll be fun to experiment with something a little different as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So here's where we get back to talking about, like you mentioned, Rose and Alexis already. And when I talked to Chloe, she talked about you a lot. So it seems like all of the top women in the US, cross country mountain bike club, you guys all seem really close, really tight knit, and you're always so welcoming to like anytime.
I hope so.
Anytime like running into you all at a race or an event, always so welcoming and fun to talk to. So my question is, what can we do, or how do you think we could get more women racing with us? Not just on mountain bikes, but actually racing mountain bikes.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I think it takes time. Well, yeah, takes time, and I think it starts locally. And I think like we have a really awesome midweek series here. And I've realized that like myself and like other pro women need to kind of show up at these races more, like our local iCup series and the midweek stuff, just to be like, you can make this jump. It's not like the craziest thing to go from, like, I started racing midweeks as that's how I started racing mountain bikes. So, but I think they see that like their local stuff as, like the kind of like the ceiling, and don't know where to go from there. So I think the more pro women who race, I mean, it's hard to go to all of them, but like if you can show up and do one or two, I think it goes a long ways. But man, yeah, that's a hard thing to get more women just racing, because it is intimidating. Like sometimes I still get intimidated at races, guys yelling at women, and so yeah. Guess I don't have a good answer.
There really isn't a good answer, I don't think. I like to take a look at everyone's perspectives, because I think we've all been trying over the years to get more women to step up and race with us, because of how empowering and confidence building and how much fun, and as I said, how welcoming our community, our group of women are in racing at these levels. And so just like to get the perspective from everyone I talk to. So a couple rapid fire questions for you here. So you said that you enjoyed riding in Colorado Springs. So what's your favorite trail, Apex or not, your favorite trail to ride in Colorado Springs?
Oh man. Let's see. Well, I mean, I know everyone likes Captain Jack's. That one's just, good fun laughs. But I haven't ridden a whole ton outside of what we rode at Apex. So gonna have to say probably just Captain Jack's. That was fun.
Super fun. These should be easier then.
Okay.
Baggies or spandex?
Oh, my normal look, I usually go for, if I'm just doing a casual ride at home, I wear like spandex shorts and a baggy jersey, because I don't like riding in baggy shorts. Unless I if I'm riding lifts, then I'll wear the baggy shorts because you can't ride lifts with spandex on.
Well, the knee pads kind of ruin that look too a little.
Yeah.
But it's all good, right? Wear what you want to wear. Wear what makes you feel good. Do you prefer riding in the desert or the mountains?
Oh, that's a hard one. Because, right now is desert season. So doing like some Moab trips and St. George. And I love the desert. But, probably the mountains, because I can go out my back door here in the summer and go up to 10,000 feet and ride back down. So I think just because it's home and I know like pretty much every inch of these trails. So
that's awesome. And what's your favorite post-ride treat?
Oh, let's see. Well, first of all, it's a Carbo Rocket recovery drink. Then after that, something salty like corn nuts and maybe a little whiskey.
Nice. Kill the pain in the post, the muscle burn. Love it. Evelyn, if there's someone who's sitting on the fence right now trying to decide whether or not to participate in Pikes Peak Apex, what would you say to them?
Oh, I mean, it's such a friendly event and it is all doable. Like if you can pedal a bike, like you can do it. Like in it, like you'll be more tired than you ever were on the fourth day for sure. But there's pretty much like nothing better than like, it's not 4 days isn't gonna, it's not like Cape Epic where you're gonna be absolutely destroyed. You're gonna make it and it's gonna hurt, but like it's all doable and you get to go home, like, well, not home, but it's all in the same spot, so it's like logistically really easy. And pretty much riding up in those mountains, there's nothing else like that. So definitely highly recommended. And I'm coming back.
Yes, that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're super excited to see you again in September, Evelyn. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us and catch back up, and wish you a ton of luck in your white rim tandem attempt this weekend.
Thank you.
Are you going for fastest known time on a tandem?
Tried to look that one up and doesn't seem like there's an official tandem FKT governing body. So hard to find that out.
There we go. I think you're about to set the initial time this weekend then. Cool. Well, have fun and good luck this season. We will see you in September.
Yeah. See you in a few months.